Good morning, everyone, on that beautiful Friday morning. I'm happy to see you all here. We have just a couple of our participants. Usually it takes some more minutes that everyone is joining. So I will use this time for welcome you all. I use the time to tell you who is here. So you can see in the webinar Jan and Pavel from FrontStage, and that's also the topic of our today's webinar. So we will present the solution of our technology partner FrontStage. The reason why I was organizing this webinar is because I like the cooperation with FrontStage very much. So this was the first contact center really picking up our new technology with our SDK and our WebSocket interfaces. So and it was running very smoothly without a lot of help from our side. That means these guys really know what they do. I also like the features. I like the look and feel of this tool. So that you can also make your own picture about this. We will now start with a presentation from Jan, and I will switch off my microphone and my webcam for you all. You can ask questions just using the questions panel on the right side in your GoToMeeting. We will take care about your questions, try to answer them in the session or after the session. You all will kept muted because it's always a mess if too many people are talking at the same time. So just take use of the question panel, put your questions there, and get in touch with us. So that's all from my side. Jan, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Johannes, for this nice introduction. Just to briefly introduce our team, it's actually me, Jan Techel, who will be presenting to you the FrontStage product, which is integrated to the Innovaphone platform. I'm a technical consultant for FrontStage. And with me here on our team is Pavel Vrzák, who's our CEO, who is basically the father of the whole product and all related activities. So we have the most important person here on board as well. Together with us in the crowd is also Martin de Rungs, our team member who's responsible for the DACH market, and will be also able to possibly respond to some of the questions in your native language, since we are not native German speakers with Pavel. So Martin is a great help if there's any language barrier. So let me all welcome you to the session. The plan is that we'll walk over the FrontStage product first. So I do have a couple of slides that I want to share with you guys, so you have an understanding on what this FrontStage actually is and what are its features. Then I would like to show you a quick live demo of one of the test systems that is integrated with the Innovaphone platform. And then, of course, we have a Q&A session. As Johannes introduced at the beginning, please feel free to actually write down your questions in the question panel. The guys will be able to take care of it during the presentation. So, all right. FrontStage. Basically, as I mentioned in this session, we want to provide some general overview of the platform. So we'll go over a quick introduction of the key concepts. I'll quickly walk through the main modules, plus mention what additional modules there also are, plus we'll quickly touch the user interface. Within this part, we will also hear about some architectural concepts and the integration details to the Innovaphone PBX. Let me start first with a few basic concepts on which FrontStage is built. Is these 4 pillars, which we, among others, basically value most, and we try to actually develop the product based on these key concepts. Programmability, omnichannel composability, and scalability. So the first one, The software is basically, the product is built the way that it can be customized. So there is a lot of dimensions, a lot of layers where we can put some configurations, customizations, and other pieces, so we can achieve deploying the system in a highly demanding, requiring customers that require high customer customization. So programmability is a key thing that brings, of course, certain complexity to the system, but we can this way cover a lot of scenarios. Of course, omnichannel. So this product works with multiple communication channels such as voice, messaging, web chat, social media, and so on and so on. It's also built so we can add multiple new communication channels once they become available. So omnichannel. Integrations and composability. It's mainly a contact center software with various extensions, and it's basically designed to cooperate with other systems, other CRMs, other ERPs, other BI systems, or artificial intelligence models. So the important concept is that this solution can be put together with different other systems, and basically using different types of integrations on different levels, it can interact with other systems. And of course, scalability. The system can scale vertically, basically covering small, medium, large types of customers, but also horizontally in terms of, again, not only serve as a contact center software, but also serve as a back office, as a home office station, as a UCaaS or CCaaS type of configuration. So this way, we can also cover multiple ways of where the system is deployed, not from the infrastructure level, but more like from a business unit level. Few words for omnichannel. Of course, it means that we support multiple channels. We support them from a routing perspective. We support them from an user interface perspective. We support them from reporting perspective, and also with some conflict handling, capacity balancing perspective. Of course, must is that we are able to transfer among the channels. Must have is a skill-based routing. So we do operate with queues. We work with skills, with different skill levels, priority. So there is, in a short story, a very rich suite of routing options and routing configurations across all the channels and all the queues. Unified queue, important concept to skill-based routing and omnichannel basically feature. We handle all communications at once. That means it's not an isolated system for voice, isolated system for web chats or for emails. It's basically handled all at once within one big unified queue, which again enables us to do some dynamic balancing of the workload, to assign multiple types of multiple pieces of multiple different types of communications to different agents. And again, it just gives us the ability to add new channels once they become available. Just to show you a bit of a look at the complexity from various views on FrontStage. So not only communication channels, but also content modules. There is a rich suite of content modules that can be enabled in your systems. There is a custom role set that you could use, so you can make your own roles within the system. There is custom set of, for example, terminals that also you can use within different PBX platforms. Why I'm saying different PBX platforms? Because FrontStage also supports integration, full integration to other PBXs. So again, this gives another degree of flexibility of usage. But the main point here is to look at the full integration with the Innovaphone PBX. Integration. So based on our composability slash integration pillar, there are many integration levels where we can do some work to make the system talk to other systems. There is a set of API available on our end. There is, of course, different CTI integration modules that support integrations to different PBXs. We do have a workflow, trigger workflow management modules that enables us, again, to query our internal or external DBs. We can query external systems using REST API calls. So again, this gives us rich flexibility on what additional we can do on top of the standard features. Of course, that also means plugging in external modules such as chatbots, text analytics, call quality analysis, speech to text, text to speech, and so on. A quick overview on what technologies FrontStage is built on. It's a .NET Core application. That means we are not limited to Windows only. We are able to run on Linux as well. UI is based on a combination of React.js libraries with some of the modern UI frameworks such as Bootstrap. Database level is handled by either Microsoft SQL database or Postgre. So again, we are not limited only to the Microsoft world, even though we are Microsoft. It is basically a Microsoft-driven product. We are not only limited to that. And of course, to make the availability in a public cloud or in some modern hosting environments, we support Docker. So this product can be deployed on various types of underlying hosting environments, VMware's physical hardware, Docker containers. If we go a bit deeper in some of the main modules, just to give you an idea of the feature set, it would basically be the voice, including call recording, messaging, and chats and social media. For voice, it is also important to mention the overall architecture. So just to give you an idea of the layers of the application, the app is built on different modules, logically representing services or web applications, where each service or web application is responsible for different activity. Some of these are responsible for communicating with or acting as a proxy for other pieces, and mainly being responsible to talk to the PBX. Some of them are responsible for queuing and routing operations. Some of them are more focused on asynchronous operations, such as workflows and email communication. If we need to do some bulk processing, there are features for that. And of course, there is a rich set of UIs or REST-based APIs available to interact with external users or external applications. Below these modules, of course, there's a database engine and blob storage. So for this layer, again, as mentioned in the technologies piece, we use Microsoft SQL database or Postgre. For a file storage, we can operate, of course, with local file storage or support blob storage, such as Azure Blob Containers. Below that, typically for voice-related piece, there is a call server, which is Innovaphone PBX, where there is a full CTI through the pro service module, plus an additional IVR server, which brings in additional IVR features that we complement with the core features of Innovaphone. And aside from the voice, we do have connectors to other modalities, basically mail servers, SMS gateways or SMS services, social media connectors such as Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, other external services such as some AI, speech-to-text, text-to-speech engine, and so on. So just to give you the idea of the overall architecture, this is the slide. To bring in a bit more details on how the integration is done, With the Innovaphone, basically, it's based on the CTI user, which is monitoring the extensions on the Innovaphone layer. Then through the Pro server, basically Innovaphone is receiving WebSocket commands from the upper layers to perform certain call operations, transferring answers, releases, and so on. Then the sync service is then taking care of the rest, including the communication with the IVR functionality using a different fast AGI protocol. Regarding the audio piece, of course, as Innovaphone supports both SIP and WebRTC, this is both of these features is what we can use, giving us quite a flexibility in terms of also what terminals we can use. So whether we use the Innovaphone hardware phones, whether we use WebRTC soft phone, we can choose. To our CTI, it basically it's transparent. So this way the experience is pretty much the same. The key point is that all the voice is handled on the Innovaphone PBX plus on the IVR server. No voice goes to the FrontStage layers. The FrontStage pieces served as they're only for signaling and let's say routing perspective. Outbound calls, basically they work the same as inbound calls, where of course we can work with different features such as changing the outbound call ID, having different dialer capabilities, whether we want to dial manually, we want to dial preview, predictive, progressive dialer. So all these features are there available for outbound calls as well. Again, fully through the CTI. Part of voice is of course call recording. So every call can get recorded. Thanks to Innovaphone internal recording, we are able to again work with many, let's say, recording profiles in terms of on which level we do the recording, whether it's an extension level or whether it's the gateway level. And then the logical flow is that after the Innovaphone actually creates the recording file, it sends it to FrontStage SmartRec layer, where some possible post-processing is happening, compression, metadata extractions, and storing the recording file in the final destination. And then the FrontStage layer, including its UIs, serve as a playback or download capability, plus access management. That means we are able to configure who can listen to or download a recording in what scope. That means only that person's recording or that person team's recordings, or all the recordings if sufficient permissions are granted. For other channels, such as messaging, of course, that means emails and SMS. So there is a rich possibility to connect to different email servers using standard POP3, POP3S, or SMTP, SMTPS protocols to O365 mailboxes. Of course, we use the modern EWS protocol with the OAuth authentication. Again, the storage of these binaries, that means the YAML files, possibly the attachments, can be various DB or local file system or some blob storage such as Azure. SMS, again, full support of inbound, outbound SMS, where again we can either talk to a specific SMS gateway or integrate to a specific SMS API, where there is a set of pre-built SMS services that we already can offer out of the box, or a possibility to create a new one if there is a need for that. Quick look on what that looks like. Web chat, another modality that we natively support. Basically, we as FrontStage host the web chat script for our customers. That means that the only thing that the customer needs to deploy web chat is to include a simple JavaScript to their landing pages, and that JavaScript then talks to the backend and basically sends all the traffic there and back. The web chat module basically represents two types of functionalities. First is the customer web chat, that is actually the chat session with in the chat window on a public page. But we also offer web forms, so if you need to collect some feedback or some callback requests or some notes from your customers, you can also deploy configurable forms there as well. Very tightly connected with web chat is social media. So again, link back to our architecture. One of the modules is called Service Link, is then responsible for talking to the social media platforms and also act as a proxy or endpoint for these platforms to receive messages. So again, whether we're talking about Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp, we can cover these. Plus, we also do have integrations to some social media integrators. That means we can involve other social media channels through the third-party integrators. So again, whether WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Twitter, or pure web chat, the experience is the same. Apart from communication channels, there are other additional modules that could be used on top or in conjunction with the communication channels. Typically, these are content modules such as ticketing, contacts, forms, which basically extend our communication channels, but also quality management, some post-call or post-chat or post-email surveys, NPS autodialers, knowledge base, bots, AI, text-to-speech, speech-to-text. So there's a rich suite of modules that we can activate or customize for you, so we can use it together on top of the communication basis. User interface. So in a little moment, you'll be able to see our Teams client-based user interface. Teams client, the name is derived from the design of the Microsoft Teams application. The advantage is that this runs in a browser, but in some different configurations, it can also run within the Microsoft Teams application. Of course, it's built on latest design best practices with improved ergonomics and a lot of new features. So our Teams client, if I return to my previous slide, there is also possibility to use desktop-based clients. So if we do want to use the browser for different purpose, and I want my FrontStage application to just be as a big thin bar on the top of my screen, there are other modules such as FrontStage desktop client that I can leverage. And basically, this is the piece of the static presentation that I wanted to show with you. Again, describing the main features, the main concepts of FrontStage, including the main modules, which basically represent the communication channels, plus on top additional features such as ticketing, CRMs, various types of integration. And now, in this very moment, I would love to give you look and feel of the application, just to show you some live experience. So hopefully you guys can still see my screen here.
Yes,
what you're looking at? Perfect. Thank you, Johannes. What you're looking at is basically FrontStage Teams client, which is in fact agent and supervisor application at the same time. Based on my user permissions, I can see fewer or more items here on the left navigation bar. This is my screen where I can handle my agent statuses. This is my screen where I can handle my voice, calling out or receiving calls. This is also the screen where I can then go into details of individual calls, listen to their call recordings, see the necessary metadata or linked modules such as ticketing, or call qualification codes or related customers on the right-hand side. If I want to browse my history again throughout the channels, I can do so in this section where I can, of course, use a filtering based on various metadata I do have for the calls. If I want to see my stats on the home screen, I do have these dynamic stats that keep updating. I can also change the aggregations of the times, and this way I can see my agent's performance. I'm also able to sign myself in or out from a queue if needed, or from a language. Why I'm saying from the language, FrontStage is of course a multilingual solution. So whether we're talking about the UI language, which I can be switching in different languages, or whether we are talking about the system language from a distribution standpoint. So to have your IVRs or your IMRs or your other scripting in your native language. That also applies to for example, the chat window that you might want to deploy on your pages that can also change language as necessary. To give you an experience of an inbound call, I do have an Innovaphone soft phone running in the background. I'm signed in under this extension in my FrontStage, and I will make a quick call in the system so you do have the experience. So I'm going through a quick IVR. Just press 1. You can see I'm receiving my call on my extension in the Innovaphone here, in the CTI here. The important thing is that I'm able to answer the call fully from the CTI, so I don't have to touch my soft phone that just runs in the background and serve as a terminal. But all the CTI is driven through the application, right? So all the call transfers, either consultation or transfers out or handing it over to different agents, different queue. This is done solely through the CTI, right? Again, what details I can see here is based on what modules, what other additional modules are activated. But if you want to simply categorize your call to a topic, if you want to create a customer, link it to a customer, or see what customer is calling if such module is already activated, you can see it here. If you want to see your history, that means the whole walkthrough of the call, that is all here. This is when I released the call. The key message of these tabs is these are common for all communication channels. So all the routing and additional modules capabilities are enabled throughout the communication channel. So the experience is very same for emails, SMS, and chats. You can also see these granular data here without any problem. If I want to look for my order call, of course, I can see the order call here without any problem. I want to open it, I can still click on it. And of course, in a little moment, the call recording will also become available and I'll be able to listen to it. It takes usually 1 or 2 minutes till the post-processing is done and the recording is made available to the user. The outbound call experience, exactly the same. I can just dial the number, or I should be able to also dial by name if such feature is activated. Then I basically hit dial. My soft phone again starts dialing. I will answer on my mobile and the call is connected. So the experience of the outbound call is exactly the same. This example was showing manual outbound call, but of course there can be different type of dialers, as I mentioned. So there could be automatic call offer. There could be predictive dialer that actually connects the customer first, and then the agent is connected. So there is a full support for this. Just notice after ending the call, I do have my wrap-up period, configurable wrap-up period, typically 20-30 seconds till I'm returned back to ready. If I quickly check my previous inbound call, I should already have the call recording ready, which will display shortly in the envelope type. And of course, I'm able to listen to it. If I do have sufficient permissions, I'm also able to download it. I will stop here in the way of this presentation. Last message from me is that, of course, there is a web-based administration of the whole system as well, where I'm able to manage my agents, configure my IVR trees, configure the flows, or changing some other parameters. There is also customizable reporting piece, which brings in a standard reporting set plus possibility to customize the report. So together it brings a very strong set with the robustness and feature set of Innovaphone, and with the voice capabilities and other channels plus additional modules capabilities of FrontStage. All right, I believe we covered all what we wanted to show at this beginning. I'm sure there will be questions. There will be multiple questions that will come to your minds possibly after this webinar. So we're happy to receive these from you guys afterwards, and we are happy to respond to these individually. If any one of you want to explore some other options or would be interested into diving deeper, we are of course more than happy to organize dedicated sessions with you guys to just walk you through a bit more through the areas that you would be interested in and answer your questions.
First of all, so I switched on back my camera so that we can get in a short discussion. So I've also unmuted Martin Derungs, who's also part of your team taking care. So Martin, can you hear us? Do you want to say some words?
Ja, ich spreche jetzt auf Deutsch. Ich möchte mich zu diesem späten Zeitpunkt auch noch bei allen vorstellen.
But we have more international listeners than German ones, so from that perspective,
okay,
maybe
so I mean, the English part is covered with Jan. I just wanted to erase the possible language barrier. Yeah. And I'm also not on the technical level as Jan, so if you have very detailed technical questions, you anyway better address them to Jan. But, and I will switch to German again. Ich möchte euch einfach herzlich einladen, mich mit ins Boot zu nehmen. Ich kann euch gerne helfen, die Kontakte herzustellen, die möglichen Projekte zu begleiten oder auch Fragen weiter zu bearbeiten. Das soll hier nur kurz erwähnt sein, dass die Sprache also keine Barriere sein soll.
That's a general question in Deutsch and in English. So what is the best way to contact you? So if someone has a question for an quote or something, so how to get in touch? So I've seen that in our wiki, in the wiki article about FrontStage is existing. There's an email address, which is innovaphone@frontstage.com, I guess it was. So is that the best way, or what is the best way to contact you?
Also ich glaube I think here we have to divide it in two general topics. If it is more technically oriented, let's say about integration of third-party products, or if certain features can be made available or not, it's maybe the best way to directly route these questions via Innovaphone. I don't know the address exactly, no, at frontstage.cc or something like that. Yes. That I would recommend. Then it is then I'm bypassed, because I would do the same. I would forward these questions to my colleagues in Prague. But if it goes around general kind of questions or possible projects, then I would recommend to address them to me. I can at the address we can make available to you, and we will do that. This is basically my surname, derungs@frontstage.cc. So Innovaphone is replaced by my surname, and I will take care about this request and forward that, or kind of mostly I'm also directly able to answer them straight away.
Okay, so as there are no questions directly from the audience, so I would like to pick up at least some questions usually coming up if we do this kind of webinars. So the first one is, of course, we are speaking in English, we are speaking in German. So of course the question is, what languages are you providing and which countries are you serving, so that the people know where they can sell your product?
Do you want to answer that, Jan?
No problem. This is a global
Yep.
product. So we do have references in the US. We do have references in the APAC region. We have references in Northern Europe and so on. So basically, from this point of view, we operate throughout the globe, either through partners or ourselves. That's one point. The other point is from a language perspective, we are language agnostic, so we can add as many languages as is needed, again, from a routing perspective and also from the UI perspective. So if we're talking about Arabic, for example, if you're talking about European languages or Vietnamese or Spanish or whatever, this could be added. So there is a standard set of languages that we do have available out of the box. There is also native availability of let's say automatic translation, so we can do the heavy lifting using some of the available services for bulk translating. Of course, for some of the less frequent languages, this might require some cooperation with the partner to just polish the language in the right terminology, because the machine translation might not be 100% accurate. But basically, this way we can deliver the system in any region.
Two more questions or three more questions, or a question in three parts regarding the positioning of the FrontStage Contact Center compared to other contact centers. As you know, we have several contact center partners as technology partners. So the question is where you would be positioned from a size-wise, vertical-wise, and maybe also price-wise. So can you give just a little positioning from your solution? So are there specific verticals? Are there specific sizes of solutions? So how would you position your solution in the market?
So maybe I will leave for Jan to answer this question, and I can also comment this later on. So please, Jan, if you can start.
So typically the positioning is somewhere around Genesis and Avaya as a complex features. So typically these are the ones we compare the feature set with, not the price. So of course that's a different topic, but I'm not the one who is the price expert here. So that's why my colleagues are here. So basically these would be the products with comparable feature set that we try to level set with.
Maybe I can shortly comment this. In fact, our product can be used on-prem. It can be used in the private cloud or in the public cloud. So we have all the options. We use the same code, same software for all this installation. We had a lot of competition in the past coming from the cloud-based solutions. So there are several providers coming from the cloud, but I need to say that the situation on the market is slightly changing, and some reach companies that need some complex deployment, they are still preferring on-prem deployment. So we see from the market that the reach companies are pushing us to provide on-prem. So we have the big market advantage today that we are able to provide complex on-prem solution based on the Innovaphone PBX, which could be also on-prem. So this is the big advantage in terms of price. Of course, we are price efficient. So we are not comparing with the price with the Genesis. So always we are winner against Genesis and against all these big brands on the market. The second part of the market is the public cloud solution. We are mostly using the public clouds like Microsoft Azure, so we are convenient for the Microsoft-based clients and in this part of the segment. But we are also ready to provide you a multi-tenant solution that you can use as your own cloud service that will be offered and fully labeled by your brand. So we can also offer directly multi-tenant cloud-based solution for your clients based on your servers and your technologies.
Maybe I might jump in very quick here and give my preferred way to describe the positioning of FrontStage, and I think it fits to this mainly by German attended call here. I would say the FrontStage product is very similar to the Skoda in the car market. It has the Volkswagen technology, has all the features in it, and is positioned price-wise below it. That is something that I have seen in many projects I have guided with FrontStage, and is also, out of my view, a pretty good description of the positioning of the product.
Okay. Thank you for this answers. So I think that's pretty complete, giving a complete picture. And looking at the time, so we are just we spend a little bit more time than expected than the half hour. So my short summary about this is, as I said in the very beginning, so what I like at the FrontStage solution is that it's a very modern user interface with all features you can just think about. What I really like from an Innovaphone perspective is the integration with Innovaphone, especially that all the calls are kept on the Innovaphone system, what also means that all the Innovaphone solutions and add-ons we are adding still apply, so that you can still use our reporting, you can still analytics from Media Runway or whatever you want to use with this, because the information about the calls are still on our system, because it's not somehow just moved to an external server and kept there. And finally, my experience in projects price-wise is what Martin said. It is like a Skoda, so it is really price effective. It is interesting from a price point as well. So from that perspective, I just can motivate you, if you have an omni-channel contact center project, just give it a try. Just contact the guys from FrontStage. They are quick, they are responsive, and they want to win projects together with you. From that perspective, we expect your questions, your requests and demands popping up. If you want to contact me for that, to help you to create the contact, just send me an email, give me a call, and let's win some projects together. That's it for today. So thank you all for joining. Thank you all for your participation. Thank you, Jan, Pavel, Martin, for joining this webinar, organizing this webinar. And last but not least, I wish you all a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.